you guys.
Yes. I know y'all missed us.
Definitely. Because I missed y'all.
Oh, no. Nah, I miss my fans.
Oh.
I miss the haters.
Oh.
I missed everybody.
Oh. Yo, what's up, Day Day?
What's good, A?
Haven't seen each other since last season.
Yeah, last season was crazy.
How's your mental?
Horrible, but I'm here now.
How's your mental?
I'm Gucci. I'm waiting for the semester to finish. How's your mental?
Shit. Guys, I had a long journey.
Burn, 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 burn.
You want to talk about it?
When was it? It was December 9th.
December. Don't do that. The December. So we took a big break due to Gaby in school. And I decided to do a route and do surgery. And here we are, recovering mentally, physically. And we outside this summer.
Oh. Shorty got the curves and me without no brakes. Heard you.
Put 2 and 2 together, we unstoppable.
How was that though? I know you went through something crazy because I was on the phone with you for most of it.
Yeah, so honestly, you know what's so crazy? People don't talk about the aftermath
At all.
Like, you would seriously think that, okay, you do your body, boom, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're out here crop tops, low-rise jeans, and nice little colored thong trying to show off your body.
It's not all peaches and cream.
So for y'all ladies that are considering doing BBL, tummy tucks, everything, name it, it's a journey.
It's a long journey. Mind you, I mean, everyone has their own experience. I don't want to cut you short from your experience, but you just did a lipo. Imagine.
And the J plasma.
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know, J plasma is tighten up your core. Like if you have loose skin, like I had a little bit of loose skin, the J plasma kind of like tightens up. It cuts off the loose skin. Mm-hmm. Instead of doing a tummy tuck, that's another route if you don't want the scar from hip to hip. But I will say this, it's not 100% guarantee that all the excessive skin is going to come off.
But I feel like that's in your case because you had a baby. I did J plasma and my skin was
super, super tight.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying for whoever has like, or is considering doing the J plasma because of them having a kid and having that extra skin. It's not 100%.
Yeah.
Where all of it is gonna come off. Like I would say a good 88% that everything came off, but then that other percentage, I was about to do some wild math in my head, so I didn't even try it. I was just like, wait, hold on, is it 12%? Is it 14? But for those ladies who did have a kid and do have loose skin, J plasma, unless you have real loose skin, then just do the tummy tuck. All the way. Like, don't even think twice. Honestly, I think a part of me would say I should have done a tummy tuck. That scar is just terrifying.
It's terrifying, but I mean,
you'll get the results that you truly want.
That you truly need. And then also, I feel like it's the same as a C-section. If anything, it's a little less complex than a C-section. I feel like a C-section.
Well, I had a C-section.
So then?
I know, and that's the part where I'm like,
C-section is what, like 8 layers or 7 layers or something like that? That they go into the skin versus a tummy tuck is just there. Like,
oh, you see, I didn't even know we go layers.
You see?
Bitch just got a tummy tuck and then, get tummy tuck as whole C-section.
Yeah, girl.
But I know with the C-section, the scar is like not as, even though sometimes I'm like, how the hell they took my big-headed son out of that little C-section scar?
Shout out Ashton with the big head.
What happened?
Shout out Ashton with the big head.
Yeah, my little papa got a little dome. Thanks to his father. But
I feel like if you recovered from a C-section, then I feel like you shouldn't be scared of
to do a tummy. Mm-hmm. I just think that it's because I had no other choice with the C-section. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that was painful. Like, I think I was walking like hunchback for like a good 2 weeks.
No, yeah, for sure. I've seen, even when I did it and I was in the recovery house, I seen women who did a tummy tuck and they were walking like super hunchback.
Yo,
But I feel like if you're going to pay for something,
You might as
go
well
hard or go home.
So for anyone, I didn't do BBL. I didn't. I've gotten so many like, oh, I want to see your ass. My ass is the same ass. Like, I've gotten a few DMs. It's so funny. I gotten a few DMs where it's like, I can't wait to see your ass. Or, yeah, that ass must be nice. And I'm there like, let me pump your brakes, Bob, because Shorty didn't even do her ass. But
because I feel like it's so like, it's just a combo. Girls go and do everything.
It is because my doctor, shout out to Dr. Meridian in Miami, if anyone's wondering, amazing doctor. As soon as I walked in, he was like, Stace, I want to do your ass. Like, you will be such a bomb, bitch, literally just like that, if I do your ass. And I'm like, that's not... I think when you do your body, you have to mentally prepare yourself.
No, yeah, absolutely.
And honestly, like, my whole concern was just my stomach.
Yeah.
That was, if I had an insecurity, it was my stomach. So to me, I'm like, yo, I'm going to go get my stomach done. That's it. Fuck this. But my doctor was just like, yo, for an additional $500, I will do your ass.
Only $500 for the ass?
Only $500 extra.
That's crazy though, because if I would have heard $500,
you would have been like, sold.
Girl, I would have been like, do it ASAP.
What with the ass? Like a lift or?
So he wanted to kind of put like right above my back.
It's just
so and then on the bottom to give it like that lift.
It's just
because he
the
says
reason why they do it on the top is because it gives a projection, which is what they call it.
Yeah, so it's like your back is like more dent in, and then it shows out more. He was like, I didn't really need hips because I have hips. So he was like, I was well proportioned, but he wanted to do that filling where I'm like, this is so tempting. Like, should I not?
You have a lot of willpower because
I had
an
this
experience
close
like that. I did mine in Colombia. Shout out to my doctor, Dr. Jaime Arroca. But I remember when I went to the office, obviously I had everything paid for already prior to me landing in Colombia. But I thought that I had paid for the J plasma on my back as well, but I didn't. They didn't receive the payment, so I thought it was all included in what I had sent. So when I got to the office the day before the surgery that he wanted to like see me, mark me up, whatever, he was like, oh, so you're not going to do J plasma on your back? And I was like, yeah, I paid for it. He's like, no, it wasn't included in what you sent.
It's so crazy.
So I was like, and how much is that? And he was like, it was $1,350, I want to say, but I had sent an extra $300 that I didn't even notice. Thank God they told me, because they could have easily stood with that money. But so no, it was $1,600 for just the J plasma on my back.
On your back?
On my back only.
That is insane.
So they took out the $300 that I had sent extra, so I had to pay $1,300. So I called my mom and I was like, I'm not gonna do it on my back because that's crazy. Like,
so did you do it on your back?
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
So then I called my mom and I'm like, I'm not gonna do it on my back because $1,300 is crazy. Like, I'm not going to spend that. Like, when I go back to New York, I still have bills. I still have my apartment. I still got to pay all my bills. I'm not going to stay broke with a fire body just because, like, it's not going to happen. Like, I have priorities that I need to take care of. So then my mom Zelle's the doctor from New York. And she's like, if you're going to do it the right way. So she paid for the J plasma on my back. So I don't know. That's how I feel. Like, I wanted to do my whole body, so I was like, you know what? It's either I do it now or never. I'm not going to come back and do a second, which I kind of have been thinking about it. But as far as doing everything again, like, girl, if I was you, I would have done it all.
I know, and a half of me is like, I should have just paid the extra $5 and just done my ass. I should have just done, because he was just like, for $700 extra, you do your tummy, a tummy tuck, and then we do BBL. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, this close of just saying, you know what, just take over my body and like do whatever you want. And like, I'm not even lie, I had such a handsome doctor that, you don't see the J plasma definition right away. Mm-hmm. So I think the next day of post-op, I went. And my intentions was, let me go curse him out. He didn't do J Plasma on me. That's just how I felt.
Yeah.
Well, he did J Balvin on you instead of J Plasma?
Huh?
He did J Balvin on you instead of
Well,
J
I did a lipo and a J Plasma, which is to tighten up the loose skin. And when I walked in, my intentions was like, yo, I'm gonna curse him out. I'm gonna be like, yo, you didn't do J Plasma. My stomach don't really give me the J Plasma definition because I'm not.
I mean, that doesn't happen overnight.
And my mindset was, I'm gonna come out of there. I'm gonna have the little line.
I think that's just, again, that's something that people do not talk about, because when I did it, I was in the hospital. I had to stay one night in the hospital, and the next day I had my nurse. I was like, take pictures of me. I want to see, and I looked the same. And I was like,
nothing.
bro, I just spent money for no reason. Like, I still look like a box. Like, what's happening?
A part of me was just like, my stomach kind of looked worse. Like,
yeah,
I was like so swollen, and all the marks of the faja, the girdle. I was just like, hold the fuck on. Why the fuck I look like this?
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I had my intentions. I was with my friend, and she was like, yo, you're gonna curse him out. You're gonna tell him he didn't do it, that you didn't even pay, that you paid for the J Plasma, but they didn't do it. I walked in. He goes, so what's going on, Stace? I was like, nothing.
Yeah.
I was so like dreamy. I was like, he goes, so what you think? I'm like, I love it. Like, but then I did come to senses where I'm like, did you do J Plasma? He goes, yeah, and I did it on your back too. You needed it. I was like, oh, good. He said, no lie, you have so much fat on your back.
Me too.
He was like, and that fat is what I wanted to put on your ass. He goes, it wasn't even the stomach fat. It was your back fat.
Yeah,
I was like, that's bad.
Same. He told me that he took out more
no,
fat
he's
from my back.
amazing. Like, shout out to him. Like I said, he's so good. And the fact that I didn't even think they would do J Plasma on my back. I thought it was just, because again, my focus was here. But he was just like, yo, I did J Plasma on your back.
He threw that shit on the arm. He was
Nah.
like, yo, just hold this J Balvin.
So let me tell you guys something where people do not discuss. Lipo's not even the bad part. The J Plasma is not even the bad part.
Girl.
Gaby, tell them what the bad part is.
What?
What's the worst part after all this?
The massages. The massages are crazy. Mind you, I don't know how they do it in the States. I don't know if it for you was like this, but in Colombia, the very next day you're getting a massage.
Yeah, the next day.
I had my surgery at 8 in the morning, I want to say. The following morning, at 8 in the morning, the massage lady walked in to give me, and I looked at her because I thought she was gonna check my vitals. Like, I thought she was a nurse from the hospital. So I'm like, hola.
I felt that same.
And then she's like, are you ready to sit up? And I'm like, sit up for what? She's like, for your first massage. I'm like, oh my God. Like, why no one mentioned that I'm getting my very first post-op massage?
No one talks
the
about
next day
it.
in the hospital. Like, y'all didn't even wait for me to go home. Well, not home, but
How do they do it? Like, they got this like big wooden bar.
No,
and
that's not used. For anyone that's wondering, people have wooden like tools and stuff.
That's the wood therapy, though.
Yeah, but that's not used. I mean, that's not really used for post-op until like later down the line when you actually
like a month.
Well, I haven't used it yet, and I'm a month. I'm just using like these other machines that are beyond painful.
Yeah.
But the massage, so I got my surgery at 7 in the morning. Was out by like 11. Went home. The next day at 9, I was driving to my massage place and I met her. She was an amazing Colombian lady. And as soon as she touched me, I was like, let me tell you guys, I saw Jesus. I saw the 12 disciples.
Disciples. So the 12 disciples.
I met the whole family upstairs. That's how much pain I was in.
I used to, the owner of the recovery house where I was staying at, she used to run upstairs whenever it's time for my massages because she used to know. I used to scream.
She
used
bad.
to try to record me, like, content for her little Instagram page for the recovery house or whatever.
Fuck all that.
What? I used to scream. I used to be like, fuck. Oh my God. Yo, crazy.
No.
I think about the massages and it makes me reconsider getting a second one.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, shout out to the girls that do this more than once.
Sure.
Y'all
Like I said, I thought lipo would be the worst part, but that's peaches and cream compared
No,
to.
but to be honest though, you can't even lie. The massages do hurt, but immediately after the massage, you feel so
You
relieved.
too, because you remember your body is swollen and everything.
But that's what I'm saying. Because the massages would hurt,
So
but I would
afterwards,
crave for the massages.
I don't know about crave.
I would.
Like, I would get my massages. I would be in hella pain for like an hour or two. But then once she will be done. Oh, and then so in my experience, the first day, I ended up having 2 fibrosis on my back. So for anyone that's curious, I don't know exactly how fibrosis is built, but it's like these knots. And usually girls get it in their stomach, and which is why massages are very important. Very, very, very important. But I ended up getting 2 fibrosis on my back, and she had to break it up. So mind you, I'm only 1 day post-up. So to have a lady on your back, like...
It was best that she did it.
No, definitely. Like, I didn't stop her. I took that shit. I ate that motherfucking pain. Like, which is why I met Jesus. I met Jesus that day.
And the 12 disciples.
Disciples.
They pulled up like, yo, she
Yo,
got 5
I was like, I'm
back.
here for the Last Supper. Yes. So I ended up, it was the most horrible thing. My friend, honestly, like, I didn't know what to grab of her. Like, she was standing in front of me. I grabbed her boobs. I grabbed her ass. That wasn't enough. I grabbed her arm. I bit the shit out of her. I didn't know what to do. I seriously didn't know what to do.
Sound like an abusive friend.
I was abusive. I'm so sorry.
It is bad,
but
though.
that's what, and it's crazy to say this, like, you need the best support system.
For sure.
The best support. So this is like what people don't talk about. I was actually speaking to Gaby, and she told me you saw a psychiatrist, right? Before.
Psychologist.
Or psychologist. She saw one before. I didn't.
That depends on the doctor too. I'm not trying to, say anything about your doctor, but my doctor made it prior to me even like looking or choosing a doctor. I had no idea that like seeing a psychologist
was part of
surgery
it.
Was part of like the thing.
Someone asked me, and I didn't know.
So then when he told me, he was like, okay, the psychologist is gonna reach out to you 2 days the day before the surgery. And I was like, a psychologist for what? Like, I don't got no problems with my head. So he was like, no, but it's to make sure that you're 1,000% willing to go through with this. Like, this is something that you want. So then I was like, okay, whatever. So then when she calls me and she started talking to me, and she was basically guiding me through what I was going to experience every single day of
the journey.
So, I'm really happy that I spoke to her, because I feel like that prepped me. Although I was ready for the pain and I knew what was to come, I just feel like she went more in depth with what was going to happen, because she literally told me day 1, you're going to be out of it. You're not going to feel anything. You're going to be excited. Day 2, you're going to, excited because you've been wanting this for so long.
No, definitely.
So it's exciting to be like, I already got that out of the way. Now it's recovery time. So she said that the second day was gonna be that's when my body was gonna start waking up, because there's no more anesthesia in the body. Now your body's waking up from it.
This sounds so crazy, but I love the adrenaline of anesthesia going inside my body.
Me too. That's the best sleep.
I don't know why, and I'm like, damn. So, like, no offense to people who like do these random drugs, but if that's what it feels like, now I see why you guys are addicted.
Nah.
Though, like, when they put the anesthesia, like, I'm just there, like, oh.
Was it milky? Like, cause mine was milky when I had my surgeries.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like,
it's like a cold sensation just going into your
like
body.
I don't like it.
I loved it.
I don't like it because I don't like to feel like I don't have control over my own body.
I don't know.
Nah.
And the last thing they
that
told
shit about since if I'm sleeping.
the last thing he told me was like, "Yo, Stace, you ready?" And I was like, "Yeah."
you gotta prep yourself.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, and I just feel this just shooting up inside of me, and I'm like, damn, like I'm not an addict. I do not do drugs, none of that besides smoking weed. But that wasn't I like the feeling.
That shit look like eggnog going in my arm. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this shit?
And then
they like count to 10. 9.
No.
And then by like 9, you're already like
You're
knocked
gone.
the
That's
fuck
how it
out.
was for me. Because when they took me into the OR. And mind you, I took a bath that morning prior to going to the hospital.
You use dial
and then
soap?
no, and then I took a
Dove?
regular bath, and then when I got to the
You're
hospital,
supposed to use like
Antiseptic?
what?
Never mind. Keep going.
Anyway, but this is the crazy thing. I took a shower, and then I got to the hospital, and then he's like, "Oh, you gotta take off your clothes or put it in a little locker, whatever." Then he's like, "Oh, we're gonna take you to the OR." So we walked into the OR. I see all the machines. They're prepping everything. They're cleaning everything.
Wait, so it wasn't ready?
Freezing. No, but that's not the first time I've done surgery and they were prepping the room.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
mine
just-
was everything was ready. Like
No.
I was strapped up.
They were still washing the knives from the oven.
So then they like, "Oh, we're gonna take you a bath," and I'm like, I
just
took a
took one.
bath, and he's like, "No, we need to like clean you with saline." So they were like, and it was like
That's why
it gotta
some-
be septic. It gotta be septic.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
that-
that's why
it's
they
to
tell.
disinfect your body.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's why
But
they tell
they
you to
took-
use dial.
No, but they took me a bath there. So it was
That's so
freezing because I'm standing in the OR. You know, in the OR, there's a lot of germs
Yeah.
and stuff, so it has to be really cold. So I'm standing there and I'm like shivering and I'm like, holy shit, like something's gonna happen to me. I'm
When-
gonna catch a cold or something. So then they walked me to the bed after they showered me or whatever.
That's so
And then I'm
crazy.
like shivering on the bed and I'm like, I cannot move. I can't even feel my toes. I can't feel my fingers. I'm freezing. And the huge light is on me. They're already like throwing blankets on me. And she's like, "Oh, I'm going to give you something right now. You're going to be so warm." And I was like, "I don't know, but I'm cold." And I'm shivering.
When
I
you
woke
finish,
up crying like, "Ah."
Yo.
when you finish, were you like super cold too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I threw up
I
like 9 times.
So I bled from my nose. Like I don't know. I to this day I like have no answers to why.
It's probably hot in the room.
No, it's probably just people
I
have
don't know.
different.
No, different reactions.
reactions.
So but like so the girl who actually picked me up, the funniest thing, like I don't know what bouginess this girl thought we was doing. She picked me up in a Corvette CA.
Corvette.
Like this is like a
You
real.
feel all the potholes. Yeah.
I'm like, and the nurse was just like, "You really picking her up in this style?" She's like, "Yeah, she wants to be picked up in style." I'm so drugged up. I have no idea. All I know was that I felt so low. Every little pothole on my body's like boom, boom, like.
Shit, ping ponging in this
Like,
Corvette.
luckily, I still had anesthesia because I swear to God, if I didn't, I would have really
Would've been
felt
hollering.
everything. And I'm like, she's like, "You want the drop top down?" In my mind, I'm so dead. I'm so pale. I have like blood stains up my nose. Like I look,
I'm actually asked if she wants the.
yo,
Drop top down
Yeah,
with a
she was like,
nosebleed
"You
is
wanna,
crazy.
like, I'm here like super dead, like," and she's like, she really picked me up in a Corvette CA, and I'm like, only this girl would really do something like this, like at least a truck or something, so I could feel high or whatever. No, we're like super low, like on some stylish shit.
Yo.
Like,
That's crazy.
and
That
I
shit
can't.
tucked inside like
OD,
this.
because it's like, I mean, you know what's so crazy? It's actually a very wide car inside. It just looks little from the
It's
outside.
low. It's just low.
But yeah, I don't know. Would you do it again?
With the experience that I had, yes, I had an amazing experience. I there was nothing bad
So
about
you
the
will go back
experience.
to the same doctor.
Yes.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. Do y'all think there's two types of people that go and get these surgeries? One that desires to get this idea of perfection.
Yes.
Or two, the other one is they just want to fix their flaws for themselves. Or they're chasing.
I think it's both.
I
I
think
think
it's both.
yeah, I think there's girls who are just not even because of their flaws. It's like it becomes an like now I could really
That's
believe
body dysmorphia.
like believe that it becomes an addiction, not because of flaws, because clearly you look good, but it's just like you want to look even better.
Mhm.
So it's like you continuously keep going and doing your body over and over, and it's crazy.
And
And
the
then,
crazy thing is that you don't even, speaking for myself, you don't even, it's not, when you do something, you find another problem. And then you find another problem. And then at this point, it's like, okay, I have the nice body. It's not the body. Now I want to move on to my lips. Then you get addicted to doing your lips. Then it's like, okay, now I want to do my boobs. I want my boobs to be perfect. Then you move on from that. And it's like, oh, my arms are a little too fat. I want to do my arms. Like, you're just not satisfied. And that's what it is. It comes down to body dysmorphia.
Do you think people that do these type of surgeries are running away from the fact that their body is inevitably going to like
Well, you know what's
alter?
so crazy? Our bodies are. There's probably like a good handful of 5 girls that I could be like, her body looks really good.
Yeah.
But aside from that, there's gonna be something wrong with that. Like, not necessarily something wrong, but something that just, all right, something's a little wrong with a little belly button. Or like,
but I feel like that also has to do with confidence, because there's a lot of girls out there that their confidence is on another level. Like, I don't even have that confidence. And it's just like, girl, like, and that's the type of shit that girls talk about. When you walk into a room and you got it, you got it. Like, no one can take that away from you, because kudos to you girls that do have that confidence, because if you have that confidence, you literally do not need no surgery, no nothing to make you happy.
Is it aura? Like,
I think the way aura does play a part, because the way you carry yourself says enough more, says more than you actually having a body. Because there's girls who don't have no body, but just because their aura is so dope that you look beyond past that. But then there are some girls like chunky. I mean, not against chunky girls, but like, because I think it's so dope that chunky girls do have.
I think it is good, but I also feel like everyone should dress accordingly.
Yeah. And I'm not saying like that you can't not wear certain things that you. But then it's just like, do you have friends that your friends are letting you wear?
No, but I feel like it just goes back to confidence, because there's certain things that I might feel like I don't have the confidence to wear certain shit. And here goes a bigger girl. She has all the confidence in the world and she would wear it. And it's like, me in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, girl, like, you don't look, to me, I will be like, damn, I wouldn't wear that. But if you feel comfortable and that rocks your boat, then so be it.
Okay, so outside of like having a child, because I know a lot of mothers would rather get surgery because to improve their body after a child. Outside of that scenario, do y'all believe that there are girls that are trying to keep up? Okay, what point in a girl's life outside of having a child do y'all think that they like, all right, I want to go get surgery? Like, what scenario happens for a woman?
I mean,
for me, I'm gonna speak for myself because I don't have any kids.
When you say like outside of having kids,
no, but that's what I'm saying. In my experience, the reason why I did the surgery was because if you've known me for a long, long time, I've always been a stick. My whole life, I was skinny. I was never more than 100 pounds. So I guess age got to me, and I was just eating like a cow.
You felt like
and everyone would tell me, watch what you're eating, because you're young and your metabolism is fast, whatever. And I used to think it was a joke. Oh, whatever. I eat like a man. I'm not gonna get fat. I'm not gonna get fat. Soon enough, I turned 25 years old. I guess my metabolism slowed down. And that's when I started noticing that I was gaining weight. And I was like, okay, now I know what people are talking about.
But it wasn't happy weight? Like,
it wasn't happy weight. It was like, and then I don't know if it's because of my dad's genes or I don't know what, but I started losing the little shape that I had. So I was just very unhappy. I would look at myself in the mirror and it's like how I go from being so skinny, cute, and curvy
to like super
square, and now I'm like fat.
So remember when they called you No, I think they called me SpongeBob. Didn't they call you SpongeBob or like square or something, like when you were walking down the street or one time?
Some mean people out in this world.
No, but it just sucked because it's like I was comparing myself, to my old self. I wasn't comparing myself to no other female, nobody out there, no. So it was just like I would wear certain things and I would be like, damn, if I was skinny like before, I wouldn't look this way. Or I would just wear certain things and it just wasn't flattering. No matter what confidence I had, no matter if my face was pretty, whatever, if I knew how to dress, I just didn't feel right because I know how my body has been my whole life.
So what satisfaction then, if that's the case?
Because being curvy and being able to put things on and it fits the right way. My stomach isn't hanging out. My
At least you didn't have no fupa.
Oh no, there's some fupas out here. Yeah.
I didn't like my butt was bigger than my stomach was bigger than my butt, and it's like I don't have no kids. I don't have no reason to be looking like this.
What
this
you was
is not
eating?
okay.
I mean, but you know, there's a lot of people that don't have kids, but because of like their body shape or whatever, eventually the weight that they put on, it makes them like, and I guess like you said, it could be from your dad's side where it's like, I wouldn't say all Hondurans are square, but you know, it was
for the most comparing my father's family or his genes or his culture, his country, whatever you want to consider it, to like the Puerto Rican side, it was like, and my mom always had a nice body growing up too, and I was skinny, I was slim, I had a really small waist, like it was good. But then I started gaining weight and it just was staying in my stomach.
Did you know what's so crazy? Like when you took your before pics.
Oh, it was horrible.
You know what's so funny, right? So I'm like, you know, like the last guy I was with, like he would be like, yo, he was just like, yo, I don't think you need to do it. Like you look good. Like I love you for what your body look like. When I took my before pics, I was like, ew, he like that? Like
it's crazy though, because I feel like as a man, you shouldn't be the one to tell a woman, oh, you don't need that. Like, we're not looking for your acceptance. We're not looking for you to throw a pity party. We're not looking for you to be like, oh, you don't need it. No, because I'm going to do it for myself. I want to look in that mirror and I want to.
Considering it, it's for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, you pretty the way you are. I never said I was ugly.
It's just, but I need a little help.
I need parts. Yeah, like that's
like,
all.
You know, I like this is so funny. I'm not even lying. Like there be times like, at least for me, because I had the stomach, whatever. I had like I said, I had fat with a little bit of loose skin to myself due to my child. So when I would like sleep to the side, I would just be like, dang, you wildin' right there. Like there, like, and you can't even like tuck it in because it was still out. So these are the reasons why I'm like, yo, I really just want to get the fuck rid of this stomach. Yeah. Like, and then I stopped wearing dresses, like, because again, one thing about my body is I gain both my ass and my stomach, which is why I told the doctor, like, yo, I'm okay with not doing my ass, because anyone who knows me knows when I gain weight, I get a nice butt, nice ass, whatever you want to call it.
Gluteus maximus.
Huh?
Gluteus maximus.
But it was moments like that, like laying down to the side, and I'm like,
yeah.
You wildin'.
I think for me it was more so I would have friends that my body would look just like theirs. Mind you, they have kids. So it's like that makes me feel some kind of way. Like sis, I should not be looking like this. This is not okay.
Then you felt like that with me?
No, but it's just no. But you can't compare though. In reality, it is what it is.
Okay, do you remember it was me, you, and I think your little cousin? We went to the beach, and he made a comment about my stomach. He was like, why her stomach look like that? I think he plays football, your cousin.
Oh, okay.
And we went like years ago. Really? I think I just had Ashton. And he was like,
yeah, he's always been like that as a kid. So I don't remember, but I believe you.
I had like a yellow bathing suit, and then I forgot what you was wearing. And her is that like your nephew or your cousin?
My little cousin.
So he made a comment, and that's always stood with me. Like I'm not one to let like certain things get to me. But it made...
How you let a kid's comment?
Yo, you want to get some truth? Go to a kid. Go to a kid.
Kids
will let you know.
He was like around that time. This was years ago. My son
like
is 9, so he was young. So he was like, Gaby, why her stomach look like that? And I'm like, damn, why does my stomach look like that? Like,
make you question yourself.
In my mind, I wanted to defend myself. Be like, motherfucker, I just had a kid. But I'm like, there's people who are blessed that have kids. And they look good. Yeah, shout out to them.
Snatch back.
Unfortunately, I wasn't too lucky. Not that I have stretch marks, because I don't. But I did get like the little wrinkles around my belly button. But it eventually, because of the weight up and down, it expanded a little bit. But I don't have stretch mark, which is a blessed thing.
I can't believe you remember that, because I don't.
Definitely, because remember, and that's one thing that I told my ex, and I'm like, yo, listen, I love my body, but I'm insecure with my stomach, which is why when I decided to do this surgery, I wasn't focused with my ass or let me get boobs or any of that. It was just like, yo, I want to be able to wear, like, I love, especially in the summer, I love biker shorts and a crop top. You know what I'm saying? I got to a point where I would sit in a car and then boom, you just see this little extra pouch where I'm like, so I would like anytime I wear my bags, I would just like put it here just to cover
you used
it.
to wear the fanny pack.
Yo.
Or just any bag that could cover that. And it got to a point where I'm like, yo, I don't want to live like this. And it's not where I'm like, it didn't stop me from wearing bikinis though, or like thong bathing suits, because that's still, but it would be like, I have to really know my angles on how to take my pictures.
See, but I feel like that's where confidence comes in. Because you saying that you were like that or you felt however about your body, but it didn't stop you from wearing
certain things.
I've never wore no little cheeky bathing suits.
I did. I don't know how.
Never. So it's like things like that. Little things like that is what makes me feel a little bit better about myself today that I did the surgery. Because I will go to the beach and I will see girls so like fire wearing their bathing suits, and I'm like, damn, I wish I could wear that and look fire. Because one thing is you wearing it and one thing is you looking fire in it.
Yeah.
Like you can have the confidence, but
even
you don't
though
look
I
fire.
ain't even gonna lie, y'all girls be knowing y'all angles because in real life,
Yo, Instagram is a liar.
it's all
though.
about angles though. Because
but still, even like with a full ass, I didn't have a full ass before. So now when I go to the beach, what? I be wearing
your thong bathing suits.
Well, not complete thong bathing suits.
I was wearing,
but it'll go like in and.
And
I feel good wearing it now. Where before I would
you
never.
Like
I wouldn't even go to that section in the fucking shopping.
I don't know.
Online. I wouldn't even go.
But I wouldn't wear that. Like if we went to the beach over here, I wouldn't do that. Like I would only wear like thong bathing suits. Like if I'm on a whole vacation, there's no way I'm gonna go to Long Beach and fucking be in a thong like with a bunch of New Yorkers. And
no, I never wore it whether on vacation, whether home.
Huh?
Go to Orchard Beach with a thong?
Nah, I don't. I've probably been to Orchard Beach like once or twice. That's it.
That water's mad dirty.
Disgusting.
It's not even that. I think going over there is just a trip. Just watching a bunch of Puerto Ricans.
That's
on
the fun
board.
part.
I think that's the only reason. Like I
The
would probably
fact that
like,
you singled out just Puerto Ricans.
Because
that's what it's known for.
You right. You never lie. Flags be all over the place.
Yes, like and they're
Puerto
so
Rican
proud.
blankets.
Mind you, it's the Puerto Ricans that never go to the island.
Never.
But they love that beach and they would take that shit to the soul blast. They'll come with the cars blasting mass salsa like acho nene, like, and that's it. They'll stay there all the way to what, like 8 p.m. to
Yeah.
Till this dog, to the state troopers come like, yo, I gotta wrap this shit up.
Come on.
So, what's the end goal with getting your body done outside of satisfaction? Because there's more. There's a science
to it. Just be happy. Listen, I'm all for surgery. If you feel like that's gonna make you happy, don't do it for no one else. Don't do it to please anyone else. Do it for yourself, for your well-being. Make sure you do your research because that's very important. Don't just go to any doctor.
Yes, I think that's so important.
I'm all for surgery. I'm all for fucking Botox, cosmetic procedure. I'm all for it.
I do have a friend.
All for it.
I do have a friend who, she went off just by pictures. Went to DR, off pictures, the doctor. And I'm not gonna lie, it's so funny because I saw the doctor and I'm like, yo, she does amazing work. And come to find out, what she wanted, she was kind of convinced to do something else, which was just a mini tummy tuck. And when she woke up, she had a full tummy tuck without the approval. Like, she never approved of it.
Oh, that's medical malpractice. I'm suing
But
your
the
ass.
thing is that when you're in another country,
yeah,
you could kind of do shit like that. That's the thing. That's kind of the hard part when you go out the country. It's like you can't really sue.
Oh, she want a breast lift? Oh, no, I'm gonna add some ass breast.
Like you'll be surprised, and I think that's so traumatizing. But
I feel like that's the person's fault though, because you have to do research. You can't just go based off.
No,
of pictures.
and she
you
admitted
need to make sure that the doctor,
to a certain accountability, she took it upon herself, where she was just like, I got so distracted by what other girls look like. Exactly. That she didn't take it like, oh, am I gonna look like this or not? You know, and that's why research is super, super important, because Gaby and I, we look completely different. You know what I'm saying? Even if I was to do a BBL, I'm sure our bodies will still look completely different. Mm-hmm. So when your body is different, not everybody's body is going to be the same. Like, a doctor could do one thing on you, doesn't mean that it's going to look exactly how it's going to be on me. regardless if the doctor's an amazing doctor, because that doctor in DR, from her pics were deceiving.
Yeah.
Because I almost at one point considered her. Where I'm like, yo, she actually does good work. And I did know 2 girls who did her body with her. Where I'm like, all right, this is... But after hearing that story, I was just like, imagine requesting lipo and you wake up with a tummy tuck scar. That shit is...
I would be mortified.
Like, and then that's it. Once you have the scar, there's nothing you can fucking do about it. You have that
scar. But
scar
I feel like
life.
that scar is not even that bad.
But imagine someone not doing it the right way.
I don't think it's them not doing it the right way. I think it's more so how you heal. Because my sister,
no, but imagine
you
waking
cannot
up,
see my sister's scar at
but
all.
But remember, that all depends, because I've seen scars where I'm like, that's an ugly scar. And it'll be like 2 weeks post-up. You know what I'm saying?
That's only 2 weeks. You still got a long way to go. At 2 weeks, you can't judge a scar.
But to post something like that is just like, all right. And then the belly button part.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I feel like...
I saw a girl belly button on her rib.
would never get over that meme where like the belly button is like all the way up here. Like,
That shit is bugged out.
That's so sad.
That's how I could tell a girl got her body done, by how the belly button look. You know how when you used to play Play-Doh and you used to stick your finger in the shit?
That's when a girl does numerous lipos, her belly button gets weird, and when she's done a tummy tuck. Because remember, they're making a whole new belly button.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Your natural belly button no longer exists, so they have to make a fake one.
That's kind of so weird.
Like my belly button, I was obsessed with my belly button when I did my lipo,
and
because
it's a little different now.
Naturally I had a big belly button, and I've had 2 surgeries where they put the camera in through my belly button. So on top of the fact that I had a big belly button, they obviously put in cameras through my belly button in previous surgeries. So it was like my belly button was fucked up. So when they did my BBL, I was obsessed with my belly button, because I'm like, it looks normal. Like, it's small. It looks like everyone else's belly button. It doesn't look like a surgery.
It still get lint in it?
Mine is a little different, but it's still not bad.
Y'all still get lint in your belly button?
I never got lint in my belly. That's a guy thing.
No, it's not.
That is a guy thing.
That's kind of disgusting.
No, if you get lint in your shit, that's normal. You just gotta wash that shit out. What are you talking about?
That's disgusting.
That's like a girl saying I don't get earwax.
I've never seen a girl get lint in
the
their
worst
But y'all
part,
wear short
hold on. I've heard like videos where like men's belly button be stinking like.
That's why I'm asking. But women clean.
Like
y'all know y'all clean.
I've never in my life gotten.
Y'all never cleaned your belly button.
I mean, I clean it
You
when
clean
I shower,
it, but I don't get lint.
But I don't have to like. I know where people put Q-tips and like wipe it down. But that means because it's like super.
I do that with alcohol though.
Like that's when it's like super deep and stuff like that. Like
y'all wash your legs in the shower?
Yeah. With a thingy or what's it called?
A loofah.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
I scrub. Like I like to exfoliate.
Listen, taking a shower after lipo
is
nasty.
Different.
No, it's not nasty. It's just.
I would think so, because like all that blood is oozing down.
No, it's not the way you think.
So we didn't get to the drainage part.
Oh God.
Gaby and I had 2 different experiences. I had a tube inside my body.
Yeah.
And a lot of, I guess, from what I heard, the states do it more than out the country. They do like, it looks like I don't know.
It's a drain.
A drainage. Okay. So I had that inside my body for, I would say 5 days before I traveled back to New York, and they removed it. And that was probably like, I was so scared because I thought it was going to hurt. It goes all around my body, and then they just pull it out. So I was like, oh my God. But
like
then
one shot? Like they just...
Yeah, so they cut like a little part out. And then they're like, you ready? And I'm like, do I got a choice? No, okay. And they just pull it. So I was like, some girl was like, you might faint. So I was like, kind of like, oh shit, Jen, stand behind me, because I might faint. Like, like, but when she took it out, I was like, that was it? That was nice. Like, but it's super uncomfortable, because in certain positions when you sleep, you just feel like the tube moving around your body. When you get the massages, in some parts, she's massaging the tube, so it's more painful. As for Gaby's experience, you didn't have a drainage.
I didn't have a drainage.
So just when they gave her massage, everything will come out at once. I had mine's filled up.
Huh?
What would come out?
The liquid, fluid, like fat.
Like you was a fruit gusher?
Because no, remember that's what it looks like. It's just blood coming out. Because
Yeah.
they fill you up with liquid prior to doing a lipo.
Wow.
So all that liquid is coming back out.
Why they have to bloat y'all up to drain you out? with liquid?
I don't know why they do that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
either.
that's
all I know
weird.
is that this thing it was filled up every night. Like I was peeing a bunch of blood.
And you had to drain it yourself?
Yeah, I had to open it, squeeze it out, and then close it back in, put water, wash it up. And then there was times where I see fat in it, like grease. It was so weird.
Like a hamburger on the stove.
You
know when you put the spatula on the shit and let the grease come out. So let me ask y'all this: do y'all think that there will ever come a time where men won't get shamed if there was an opportunity for them to change their body?
We had a discussion.
We was just talking about that in the car.
Okay, men don't talk about it. It's not spoken enough. But let me tell you guys, men have been doing
men are the new guys.
Men are the new bitches.
Patients.
Oh my God.
But it's not being advertised as much. I think when you sign the consents and it says, do you want to go viral or social media, they're checking off no. Because it's not showing anywhere. It's probably like 1 out of 10 doctors that will show a male procedure.
The crazy thing is that my doctor in Colombia has a lot of male patients.
But that's what I'm saying. But men are so ashamed.
Yeah.
So I did say, and shout out to men who are considering it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just curious to know how you lay up in the table with you and get a massage after your life.
It gotta be a girl. Can't be a dude. Can't be a dude.
The people that give the massages are usually
no dude.
Are females.
Aggressively
but it's
rub
just
my
so
back.
weird because you normally I wouldn't say a normal thing. It's just a higher percentage of seeing just female. To see a man go in like kind of hunchback because he's in so much pain after getting lipo and then being in a faja. It's
they have men fajas.
They have men fajas.
There's niggas with fajas out here without getting lipo.
And because it does work. It does shape you. If you are consistent with wearing a faja, like right now, I'm wearing a 3X small. Don't ask how I fit into this shit, but I'm in it.
Girl, I was in a 6X small.
You swallowed. But it worked. That's why you got the curves. I'll probably be there within a month.
How you think I'll look with a faja?
But you know what's so funny? I was actually going to tell you. Like, I watched this girl on TikTok, and she did her BBL twice in Colombia. Her and her man, they were smart. They went to like 3 Colombia faja stores, racked up, and came back and sold it over here.
I was going to do that too. I was thinking about it because I was getting the fajas for the low in Colombia.
But that's what I'm saying.
But in reality, you could buy the same fajas here.
No, but what I'm saying, like, they were making profit out of it.
Yeah.
Because, so it was kind of like smart, where it's like you kind of making money. Because
so we out to Colombia to go flip some fajas.
Yo, I was just going to say, fajas are an investment.
Chill, you blowing up the
sure.
spot. Everybody about to be like, yo, we out to Colombia to go get fajas, bro.
Well, for anyone who is doing surgery, so far, I'm only a month post-op. And I bought 4 already.
Yeah, I had like 6.
I bought 4 fajas, and that shit's not cheap.
So no more white Henny, just bring back fajas.
At this point, yeah, just bring me my Colombian
No, but
fajas.
I think the problem with, in reality, what it is that when you do the surgery, you don't know what size to get. So you have to just
go off with what they tell you.
You have to just guess.
Sizes.
That's the first faja.
I was told a large because of me being swollen in the surgery. You see, out the country, I heard they put you guys in a small right away.
I had a medium.
So I know a girl, she got into a small as soon as she came out.
But it depends on how big you are also.
She was big. She's bigger than me, and they put her in a small.
Yeah. Oh, no. I was in a medium. Then, like, 3 days after, they took in my faja. And then I got another medium, and because the thing is, I did my butt. So my butt was too big
to
for
fit in
a small. So I had to get a medium. And then what they were doing was they were taking in the waist. Every 2 to 3 days, they were taking in the waist.
That's just
so
crazy.
by the time I got to New York, my bottom of the faja was a medium, but I was already in an extra 6X small by the time I got to New York. And I spent close to a month in Colombia.
So have y'all seen any differences in women in general that y'all know that done surgery? Have y'all seen differences in like their ego and their confidence?
Absolutely.
Like has
what's so
humility
crazy?
changed their arrogance?
I do know a girl, which Gaby knows her as well. She actually regrets all her surgeries. And Zoila.
Oh, I wouldn't know that.
I mean, well, like, she kind of feels more comfortable now with working out. Like, her body just looks 10 times better after working out.
But the thing is, you don't get the results that we're expecting out of working out. In all reality, you just don't get it.
Well, it depends on the look.
Because I could have worked out a million times a day.
No, because I've seen girls that work out and their body is like from their ass to their legs to their stomach to like.
It's really discipline.
But do they look the way you would look coming out of Colombia? Is my question.
No. But what I'm saying is, it depends on the look that you're going for.
Exactly.
If you want just that straight fat ass and the suit, then obviously do your body. But as a maintaining that your body looks actually very well fit and healthy, it's a gym.
No, yeah, absolutely. You're not gonna get that look going to Colombia. That's
so
for sure.
there's and not just her, but I know other girls who'll be like, "There, I should have just worked out." Like me working out, I feel much better than actually that just the doing the surgery body. Honestly, like I just think for anyone who is considering it, one, just money's being spent, and more than you expected because. I probably would say, and that's only because I didn't even do BBL, I probably spent a good 10K.
Oh my God.
I spent way more than that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Can I get a loan?
Huh?
Can I get a loan?
and I'm only saying this like, that's the surgery and including afterwards. So massages alone, it's a hell of a price. With like, again, the fajas, it's an investment. I believe like every 2-3 weeks, you're probably already looking at buying a new faja. Massages is the extra work. And then like maintenance. Like you're not gonna eat all that crazy shit right away because it's like, what would be the purpose? I think my mom fed me a bunch of leaves for the first 2 weeks.
Yo, honestly, I think that was the worst part about being in Colombia. I think now that you mentioned the food, that was probably the hardest part about my experience because in Colombia, they don't. In the recovery house, I don't want to say Colombia because Colombians cook good, but in the recovery house, they didn't cook with salt.
Oh no, because that bloats you. Yeah,
they was feeding y'all tree bark.
So I was so over the bland food, and I was just over it. At the end, I want to say maybe like 4 days before me coming back to New York.
That's when they put like mad salt, like mad Goya sazon.
I wasn't eating, and the lady who cooks, like the cook, she came upstairs and she's like, "Oh, why aren't you eating? I've been noticing that the plate comes back just as full," and I was like, the faja, not to mention, was 6x small already, so I couldn't. I would feel my food stuck here.
You know what's so crazy? I did feel like I wouldn't feel it up here, but I would get like these weird sensations of like me wanting to throw up when I would eat.
Yeah,
with wearing the girdle and shit like that. It was just so crazy. Like, but to top it off, like I'm very happy. You're happy.
I'm happy. I'm about to go back for round 2. So stay tuned.
What you gonna get done?
I want to do my boobs and another lipo, but I want a breast reduction because I don't want any
crazy. Like if she puts extra implants or some shit.
I don't even have implants. I naturally have big boobs, and I'm fucking over it. I don't know how you guys, how you women do your boobs.
No, there's guys out with big boobs. So
you don't. You know what it is that when a girl does their boobs like implants, they're not heavy. That's one. So they don't feel any pressure on their back.
No, because
and 2, they just, I guess, I don't know what it is, but I'm dying to have the like I just want small boobs.
Well, I haven't decided if I want, but like I said, lipo is not the painful part. It's the massages and trying to fit into the fat and putting that shit by yourself. But do your research. Mentally prepare yourself. Honestly, I didn't get the chance to, and I would definitely recommend it. Is speak to someone with, I guess, that could help you get ready if this is what you really want. You do kind of like hit depression mode. Mm-hmm. I did at least a couple days where I felt by myself. I've cried. I just felt like no one was there.
It's crazy because the owner of the recovery house kept telling me, she's like, you're crying now, you feel depressed right now, but I promise you, like, in the next week you're gonna start seeing
That's
the
when-
results,
yeah.
and that's when you're gonna be like,
Support-
it was all worth
Having
it.
the best support system while you have this journey is beyond important.
Yeah.
Like when I say, and not just, hey, how are you? Are you okay? No, it's like having someone physically be there, even if it's for 10 minutes to kind of like get your mind off of it.
Yeah.
It's super important. At
Another
least-
thing is that if you're anything like me, I'm a ñoña. I don't know how you say that in English.
Like a spoiled brat.
Like I'm a brat. So I'm very happy that I didn't stay anywhere close to my mom, because I feel like if I would have had my mom, I would have just been a crybaby 24. Because I cried, I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like I would have been a crybaby, like to
I
the
think
10th power.
if-
Everything would have been way worse because I would have relied on my mom for a lot. And I feel like when you do those kind of surgeries, you have to push yourself to feel better. You
I
can't
am.
sit there and be like, like complaining and pain all the time.
I think if you're gonna go through it, do it professionally. That, don't get it twisted. Friend help is helpful, but you need, I think, professional.
that's why your experience was also, because I feel
My
like
experience was so. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna really speak on it. I'm not ready to, but I definitely, if I would do it again, I would go professional all the way.
Professional what sense?
As in, like, nurses staying at a recovery place, stuff like that, rather than staying with friends.
Because your friends is
But
not
I
as
told her that. I told her
demeaning.
that from the beginning. But, people...
You gotta learn on your own.
Yeah.
You should have called on the 12 disciples. They
Well,
would've been
guys,
Well, guys,
Stay
feel
tuned.
free to hit us up if you have any
Yes.
questions. Even if you're a guy, hit us up. And you want to do a lipo.
we got massage answers for you.
Oh, also, we're going to start this new thing that we're going to be giving away $50. All you have to do is...
Comment, subscribe, follow, and the money will increase.
every time.
You have to follow us on Instagram. You have to subscribe to our channel and then comment done. Then by next episode, we're going to choose
The
a
lucky
winner.
winner.
Do we do a hat and like pick a number and like?
Nah, we gonna put it in the faja.
All right, guys.
Peace out.
Bye.
Peace out, Cub Scouts.